just showing you the action of the sticks. And we have here, which is just with the wrist motion. The same here. And these are single strokes. And then when you have the flam, you have a combination of strokes, which is a downstroke and an upstroke, which comes in after the grace note. It hits and it comes up. So there's no wasted motion. You're moving and hitting at the same time to get you in position for the next downstroke on the opposite hand. And once this hand comes down, it stays there, getting ready for the grace note of the other hand. And then comes again. Now that's an action similar to this, although this is exaggerated. So when you're playing, you don't actually see that. And everything is in the wrist and slight arm. And the arms are going of its own free will. I'm not trying to move my arms, they're just, because everything is relaxed and you're using wrist motion, the arm automatically moves because it's attached and it's hanging loose. Here again, a paradiddle, starting from here, comes down, and it hits and it stays there. This next single stroke hits and comes up in an upstroke. And then you have two singles here. And this comes down, and then the next one comes upstroke, with this other hand staying down again. So that you have, when you're playing up the time, no wasted motions. You notice the sticks don't stop even when you're not using them. So there's no jerky motion. The same with the single stroke. And the timing of the single strokes, you can't really count them. First we had 7, which is 2 triplets, or 2 triplets on a stroke, da-ba-da-da-ba-da-dum. And then we had 13 strokes, which were a series of, we would call them a series of 2 sevens, but they're actually a series of 6 and 7, or 4 triplets on a stroke. And then we had 19. Then we had 25. And you count them in a series of 7s. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2. That's 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A radical Q figure, which in single strokes, 4-stroke rough. You put a grace note to it, it's a radical Q. 2 grace notes, double the radical Q. Triple radical Q. And you can talk them, rat, rat, radical Q, rat, rat, radical Q. And the Q on the end is an accent, so it's the true radical Q has the one accent on the end, a radical Q. And you count the grace note and a radical Q. So you have and a radical Q and a radical Q. Triple double, triple, whatever. Flamicue. Flamicue, in my estimation, has 3 volumes of, 3 tones of volume. A normal accent from the flam, an accented stroke, and then 2 single strokes, which are softer than the accent or the flam, and then a flam on the end. So that gives you 3 levels of volume. The first volume being the natural accent of the flam, the accent, which wants to be slightly louder than the flam because it's accented, and the accent has to be louder than the notes surrounding it. And then you have the single strokes, which are softer, and then the flam on the end. So that gives you 3 levels on the flamicue. Contrary to what a lot of people say, there's only 1 accent to a flamicue. It has no beauty to it, no rhythm. Now it has a rhythm to it. An example would be it's nothing. Now the same rudiment using the 3 levels sounds much nicer. There's more substance to it. What else can we do here? Of course, we have the roll. I'm not going to attempt to close it because I got a lousy roll and I don't want to advertise it. Various rolls, a 7-stroke roll, 11, 13, 15. It's kind of tough to count the 9s, 13s, and the 15s unless you play them in conjunction with 7s or something else. Then they're easy to. Then you can compare them to the length of time that the 7 goes. If you try just to play the 15, it's kind of tough. Now 13 should be played hand to hand, run together. 5 the same way, rather than gives it a flowing. Same with the 9. You don't. The reason for this, as I explained earlier, there were no 2 rudiments identical. There would be no need to duplicate a rudiment because you're looking for a particular sound and there is a rudiment to give you that. So why play 13s or 9s and separate them when you play 11-stroke rolls, which give you the same result? They're written the same time value in the music. They're either a quarter note in 2/4 or a dotted quarter in 6/8, and the only distinction is whether they were marked as a 9 or 11 or a 13 or a 15. So by separating the 9s and the 13s and the 5s, you're practically duplicating the 7, 11, and 15, so which is a no-no. So there would be no need for the difference in the strokes if you're looking for a particular sound. They both sound the same. Here's a 9, 11, same result. 5 the same way. 7. So why do that? You do that, and now you got 2 sounds for the price of 1. Let me see, what else can we do? Drags. A 16th and a dotted 8th with 2 grace notes. And the way you time these, you talk to it when you're learning it, it's go to bed time. Go to bed time, go to bed time, go to bed time, go to bed time, go to bed time. A double drag is go to bed time, go to bed time. Now when you're playing it up to time, you can't say that, so it just flows in there. Here again with the double drag, a double accent. If there's only one accent, you get no beauty to it, no function to the sound, but it's a syncopated rudiment, and so with a double accent you get syncopation. With one accent you don't, the syncopation is there, but you don't feel it. All you hear is bum, bum, bum. Here you got bum, ba bum, bum, ba bum, bum. Much nicer sound. And the reason for having a double drag. 25, lesson 25. And you can talk that. And a 25, and a 25, and a 25. And when it's closed, you shouldn't play it with open drags, because here again you now duplicate a 5-stroke roll. If you play it 25, but it isn't. You get the same result with a 5. And as I said, you don't duplicate rudiments, so you gotta squeeze them together. You know, different sound. Supposedly a one-handed rudiment, if you go back in time to Bruce and Emmett, and prior to that, they played them hand to hand. It's only since Strube put his system together, which he says it must be played one-handed. No such thing. It flows. Same with a flaming cue. It's supposed to be a one-handed rudiment, but you play it hand to hand. Mainly for dexterity, get used to the idea, and has a nice look and a nice sound. It's not same with the 25. Flowing. I guess that's it.